A lot of politicians get elected off of the promise to revitalize America's heartland by rebooting the manufacturing industry, which has been in freefall for decades. President Donald Trump is no exception, and part of his grand strategy has been tariffs, including Section 232 tariffs aimed at making it more expensive to import certain products from abroad, including pharmaceuticals, copper, steel, and aluminum. Section 232 allows for the President of the United States to use tariffs if imports threaten national security. Steel is, of course, a major input for defense infrastructure, but the legal case for using this power has been stretched to the limit, and consumers pay for it at car dealerships and in the grocery aisle. The White House's claim is that the steep 50% tariffs will bring manufacturing back to America, but that isn't happening. U.S. domestic steel production has barely ticked up, just 3% in 2025. Worse, the Tax Foundation estimates that 104,000 U.S. jobs have been lost in relation to the Section 232 tariffs on steel, aluminum, and copper. How is that possible, you ask? Every steel job saved by the Trump administration's policies has cost U.S. taxpayers $650,000 per job. They're subsidized jobs and cost more than the salary of a big city lawyer or doctor to reshore domestically. The math is really bad here. Tariffs protect one steel worker for every 80 that depend on affordable steel inputs, such as the automotive, rail, and housing sectors. On the consumer side, there's nothing that I want more than a jet ski. Well, Canadian jet ski manufacturer BRP Inc. has cut $353 million from its 2027 balance sheet projections due to tariffs. For me to buy or rent a Sea-Doo for the lake has gotten way more pricey going into the summer. The same goes for food that requires a tin can. Yes, the canned beans and corn have gotten more expensive thanks to tariffs claiming that they are a vital national security interest. Affordability is a really tricky issue, and it still tops voters' concerns headed into the US midterms. But call me crazy, I don't think that this is a good message.
Losing money costs you nothing. This is just the reality of life. Losing your character costs you everything. Losing your country costs you everything.
Bad politics and it's bad economics. A 50% tariff is a 50% tax on the raw materials that U.S. manufacturers need to supply what consumers are demanding. Take the example of Indiana's BCI Solutions. The company is a small metal foundry that sells to a range of agriculture and heavy equipment makers. Their CEO, J.B. Brown, told Reuters that his workforce is down to 130 people from a high of 240 a couple of years ago. Every time I hear that manufacturing is booming, I scream at the TV, he says. Tariffs mean more expensive inputs, and that means fewer employees. Good intentions do not override the economic laws of gravity. End of story. We have to put down the cudgel of tariffs, rescind all talk of Section 232 tariffs, and reduce the federal government's role in the economy. Consumers will be the first to feel the benefits, and when consumers are happier and paying less for basic goods, politicians will feel that too. I'm Steven. Thanks for watching the Consumer Manifesto by the Consumer Choice Center, and you can read more from me in my article on this over at the Daily Wire.